Hey Scorpio, this is Hybrid Hipster with your first 2 weeks of January reading. Sorry for taking so kind of hectic with work and everything. I'm just going to tap into your energy with these Oracle cards. I'm going to pull 3 of them. This is just going to be your basic energy for now. Energy you're working with within these 2 weeks. So we've been in the energy of Pisces and Capricorn, which is a really odd combination. Pisces is all about bringing about, living forward within our dreams, really being comfortable with ourselves. Just really being true to who we are as a person and individual. Whereas Capricorn is all about working towards long-term goals, stability, what we want to do in the long run, how we're going to manifest those goals, manifest our career, our finances. All of these things are very physical realm type of energy. So that being said, it's kind of a hectic, it's kind of almost a clashing energy. Whereas you can be very emotional within the emotional sense of how you're feeling within a certain situation, and then also see that as an aspect of how is this beneficial to me as well. So your 3 cards for your oracle are: I keep my own counsel, I speak with sincerity, I keep the waters pure. So, and I'm gonna actually read the one on the bottom too. It is, I benefit with gratitude. You can't really see that one, it's way too much in the light. Let me get it up. Okay. So I really feel like with you, Scorpio, you're going to be working with energies of just really being your authentic self, which with Scorpios, you guys really don't struggle with that. I just think you guys tend to struggle with that if it begins to alter other people's existing reality. That's when it starts to really bother you. You also aren't someone who pesters others with your issues that you have going on within your life. You don't really speak on them. You don't use them as crutches, so to speak, within your eyes, because people who do that, you view them as using them as crutches, when I don't think with you, Scorpio, that would be the case if you were to go and to speak to someone with something that was bothering you, because you guys are so quick to not want to do that. You guys really are not a sign that is fully open about your emotional processing of things, of other people, situations, things of that nature. You guys really aren't that open about that. Now, you guys are open about talking about just about anything. You guys are cool with doing that. You're very down to earth when it comes to that type of thing. But with, the deeper things that you really hold near and dear to you, are that you find to be personal, you aren't too quick to speak on those things, which is kind of why you guys are taken as non-trustworthy signs as well, because you're not as open as everybody else, and there's really honestly nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be able to process your own emotions by yourself. You don't have to have other people around you who are telling you how to process those emotions or feelings. It actually makes you very strong in that sector of learning how to process things on your own without having so many people within your business or within your circle that are possibly could spread that information that you don't want everyone to know about. It's kind of a way of Scorpio just protecting themselves. So I think you're being very mindful of that. I think you're being very mindful of how you are approaching certain people when speaking on matters that may involve controversy or may offend another person, or a group of people, maybe even. I think you're being very, as I said, it's almost like you're being mindful of it, but mindful in the way of being honest about how you feel about the situation, because you're a person who stands back and just observes the situation, so you can see every player within that situation. So you know exactly what's going on, what person is saying what, where the problems are honestly lying within that situation, and where there can be some molding and changing within that, you know, where you can kind of fix situations in a way that's very unique to others. Because I'm gonna stop that one right there. A lot of people don't look at situations the way you look at situations. Page of Pentacle on the bottom. So this should be an interesting read. You have right out the bat, the King of Cups is out, which is your suit. It is you, but they're in reverse. So I find that very interesting, because it's almost, you could either A, be emotionally imbalanced as of right now, because we just went through all that emotional turmoil with being cycling through Pisces, cycling through past energies that we haven't looked at, have been mindful of, processed through things that have been coming back up from the past, of that are linked to other people that maybe we thought we've let go and shed of, but you know, they come and reappear out of nowhere, because that was what retrograde was about. And it was your energy. It was Scorpio retrograde. It's all about transformation and then shedding. In order to have that transformation, we need to be able to face those things from the past head on and work through them, cycle through them. So go ahead, do your first card out. We're going to be doing past energy up here on the top. Well, past energy, present energy. It could go both ways, because you could have already possibly cycled through the energies. And then underneath that, I'm going to do your future energy. Let's see what this Two of Wands is about. Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is in reverse, and it's all about feeling trapped in a situation. Feeling like you don't know how to move forward within a situation. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, feeling trapped, feeling like you can't move forward, feeling like you can't find a way to navigate through a situation itself. It being very complicated almost, or maybe just overwhelming for you to deal with and look at. Maybe, and again, it's probably because of that energy that you were just cycling through. So a lot of things came off very overwhelming. I'm not taking that card, it's too many. But I'll take these. We have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Ooh my. Okay, so let me get a drink of water. So the Two of Wands in reverse, as I explained to you, is all about feeling trapped and not being able to move forward, or not finding a plausible way to move forward within a situation. Then the Ten of Wands upright is followed with that with the Four of Wands. So you may have a connection with someone, or maybe you had made a deal or a contract, or like, usually this is around relationships with the Four of Wands. So that could be a friendship, it could be a family member you're dealing with that's kind of maybe a more difficult family member to deal with. And I do apologize about the glare, it's bad. Do anything about it though. Let's make it better. No, it does not. Just wanted to check. So it's all about a connection. It doesn't really matter who it's with. It could be with a personal acquaintance, and or could just be with someone who you're significantly involved with. But there is burden that comes with this connection. It's like burdening, and it feels like you're trapped, like you're confided into a box almost. And the Tower card in reverse being here, it's either you see, I feel like Scorpio with the Tower card in reverse with this is you can see the blow up you can feel it coming, because with you feeling this way, with you feeling trapped and confined and contained, and like you can't move forward, you don't really have any wiggle room, you can't really, it's almost feels almost too is like I can't speak my point of view, my mind, I can't speak how I feel about something. It makes me feel so stuck, like I just feel so stuck in this. And with the Tower card being reversed, it's like I can see it coming. I can feel it boiling over to a point to where it's going to become this giant chaotic mess. Because I'm going to say what I have to say, and it's going to be in such a way that, you know, they're not going to enjoy what I have to say to them. And that goes back up to with the card, I speak with sincerity, you know? it's about, you know, being honest about how you're feeling about the situation itself and how this person is acting, because this person may be carrying attributes of just being very vindictive or manipulative, or they take advantage of you. They take advantage of your soft side. They take advantage of the fact that you maybe struggle with telling this individual no, or struggle with denying this individual the things that they want. And they may be taking advantage of that. And on top of that, you may be dealing with a lot, like I said, a lot of different things around you that you're trying to process and deal through. And then that puts you on the defense with the Nine of Wands. It's like you're in defense mode. Like you have that little fiery wand, and you're like, I'm going to take out whoever I need to take out, because like I said, when Scorpios are not, they're not confrontational people until you make them be confrontational. And then that stinger comes out. And once that stinger comes out, you know, there's no stopping it, because it's like a force. And they say what they have to say, and then they just walk away. Because at that point, you've already pushed them to the point to where they can't take it anymore. So I would just be very mindful maybe of knowing the situation, that you know the situation is coming. You do. You know it's coming. You can feel it. But at the same point in time, just be very careful on how out of hand the situation gets. Because you don't want it to get to a point to where, you know, cops are involved. Scorpio. Like, please don't beat somebody up. That, like, don't do that. But definitely say what you need to say. Speak your truth. Definitely. Because that's the biggest issue here to begin with anyways, is you're not being allowed to speak your truth or your opinion about something. And that's what's bothering you. I'm gonna get one more shuffle. That was a wonky shuffle. So, after all of that, we have the Six of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups is all about looking at a situation, but not looking at it from being reminiscent of, you know, all the good times. Looking at the situation for what it really is, instead of being stuck in that, you know, almost, I want to say La La Land. I don't know why I want to say La La Land, but it's like looking at it from like a really disillusioned viewpoint. But you're not doing that anymore. At one point, I feel as though you were, though. You weren't looking at the situation for what it is. It's almost like you were turning your head. You didn't want to look at it. You just really didn't want to look at the issues. You wanted to just hope that the issue would just solve itself or go away. Judgment. Oof. It's, in fact, not going to just go away or solve itself. That's for damn sure. I think this is something that you need to do, Scorpio. Unfortunately for you. I don't think you feel comfortable with doing it. I really don't think you do. But at the end of the day, in the Two of Cups, I'm not surprised. Yeah, this is somebody you're really attached to. Every Scorpio that I've ever met so far in my life has gone through this lesson. And it's the lesson of realizing that sometimes just because this person seems so right for you, and this person, you would give anything and everything for this individual, and this person would do anything in the world for this person. And that's how Scorpios are. They have very, very, very big hearts. A lot of people don't realize that and see that about them. But in all actuality, they really do. They have the biggest hearts in the world. And they'll give and give and give and give and give until they can't anymore. With this situation though, Scorpio, you can't. You have to make a judgment call. Yeah, I care about this person. And I love this person. Here's the Queen of Wands again, but she's upright. But is this person bringing you emotional fulfillment? Because the Ace of Cups, and it's going to glare, of course. Why would it not glare? I'm sorry about the glare of the cards, but Ace of Cups here in reverse. So it definitely speaks volumes of how this individual really isn't serving you emotionally. Definitely not. They may be, though, with the Queen of Wands. It may be a physical connection more than anything, which is pretty freaking awkward when you get further into it. Trust and believe, I know. Pretty freaking awkward 2 years in. Just like, dang. I was literally only physically attracted to you. This is awkward. Like, and how do I tell this person that? So that's the situation you're dealing with right now. Like, I feel for you. Because telling a person that is just, it's awkward. It's not great. It's not, and it's, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you it's gonna be easy, because it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna suck. Definitely. Especially because you're a person that doesn't like to let people down. And you don't want to let them down, and you don't want to disappoint them, and you don't want to hurt them. But at the end of the day, it's gonna do more damage if you don't tell the truth about the situation, rather than just to pretend and hope and pray that everything goes away. That's not how it works. And again, this energy could be vice versa. So somebody could be feeling this way about you. Just be mindful of that. If it doesn't resonate of you feeling this way about someone else, someone could be very well feeling this way about you. So just be mindful of that. At the end of the day, though, you would rather have the truth than someone lie to you. That's another thing that people don't know about Scorpios. They would rather have the truth. They'd rather you be straightforward other than to lie to them. Lying to them is going to really just cut that relationship in half. You're not going to have that relationship anymore. You won't have a friendship. You won't have anything. Being honest is the best policy when it comes to Scorpios, because they're going to do the same thing for you. Even if it does hurt you, eventually a Scorpio is going to tell you the truth, because that's just how they are. They're blunt anyways to begin with. They're just very, 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 very blunt signs. Sometimes when they hurt people's feelings, they don't understand why. They'll just be, and like I said, with Scorpios, they'd rather hear the truth than a lie. Why lie to me? Why wouldn't you just tell me the truth so I can, fix what the problem is? Whereas others are just not cut and dry like that. They're just really not. And so I think that's a big thing that Scorpios struggle with, is learning the fine balance of how to approach a situation that might be rough or hard for them to approach. This King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse, I've already explained to you in the beginning, but oh my. My. Sorry, I had to look at the picture there for a second. So, okay, that's too many freaking cards, but they wanted me to take the Five of Wands, so there it is. You're not putting emotional effort or even effort at all within. Oh, Scorpio. It's like, you're like, literally like, through my actions, they shall know how I feel. And I'm so sorry, but honey, no. That's not how the world works. When you switch up on somebody and it's not even like, this is not how we approach situations. Especially if you're dealing with someone who needs communication. They rely on that. They want clear-cut communication. Sometimes Scorpios no speaky. They don't feel like it. That's really honestly with any water sign. They just no speaky because they don't feel like it. And that's why you kind of sort of piss off the rest of the zodiac signs, because especially the air signs and the fire signs, because we are all, well, not even really fire signs that much, mostly just air signs and maybe a couple of the earth signs. Because they're all about communication. They're all about, like, talk to me. I need to know what's going on. I need to know an update. I need to have that. I need to know what's going on. And you're just kind of sitting over there in your chair, in your little seashell chair, like, I mean, do I really have to? Or can we wait on it? I feel like we got another good year before we had to have this conversation. Like, it's going to be fine. And I feel like the other person is, like, freaking the hell out, because it's, like, almost like you pulled fully out of the situation. Like, you're just not present for it. Not emotionally. You're not putting any more effort into it. With the Eight of Pentacles being reversed, you're not putting any effort whatsoever into this situation anymore. None. Dunzo. It's like you're dunzo. You're done with the situation. Because you want to move on to something bigger and better. But the Three of Wands being reversed, so it's almost, again, it's like that trap feeling. Like, I'm trapped here, but I don't want to be trapped here, but I don't know how to tell them that I don't want to be trapped here. The conundrum of a Scorpio. I don't want to hurt this person's feelings. I really don't, but I kind of sort of need to bounce out. I can't be here anymore. But how do I tell them? That is the kicker. And I just think it's so funny because it's like you don't know how to go about handling the situation, but you know that there's tension there with the Five of Wands being upright. You want to know why there's tension there, Scorpio? Because even though you're not vocalizing it, I had to tell Cancer the same thing. Even though you're not vocalizing it, your energy is showing that. Your nonchalant way of looking at the situation or going, I don't care about it. I don't really want to talk to you. I don't really want to deal with this. That shows. It speaks volumes. No matter how much you try to hide it with whatever you're not saying, everything else is saying it for you. And that's the problem with Scorpios, is you're too straightforward. And you get to the point that you're so straightforward that everything you do is just speaking your truth. It could even be all the way down to the way that you pee in the toilet. It doesn't matter. Scorpios are just, you guys are just really about being to the point. So when you're out, and people can tell you're out, and people can also tell that you're in this Two of Swords energy of trying to figure out what you want to do about this situation. That's between head or heart. You're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to figure out what you want to do. But at the end of the day, you can't stay in that energy. You have to decide and make a choice. Oh Lord, this is complicated. This is like Aquarius level complicated. I'm impressed, Scorpio. Like, let's make some stuff really convoluted. Let's really confuse some people. Oh God, I feel you. I feel you, because like, listen, I had to like bounce things back and forth in my mind all the time. I have no idea what I want to do half the time at all. I have no idea. I'm just praying to God that the next decision I make is going to be something that's like a catalyst, like somebody does something to me and then that gives me the way out. I'm just like, yes, they gave me a way out. I don't have to do it anymore. I don't have to make the choice anymore. You made me do this. You made me do this. So it's literally like you're pulling the martyr card. You're like, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait it out until this person does something real cray-cray and then I can leave. But guess what? The universe isn't going to allow that to happen. They're just not. They're going to force you to make that choice. And it's going to suck. But sometimes we have to do things that suck. That's just life. Okay? Oh my God, here we go again. Two of Wands in reverse again. Ace of Cups. Ten of Swords. Oh, no, 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 no. Lord. So we enter the Star card energy, which again, it's not surprising because we're going into the Aquarian energy. So Aquarian energy, and I'm so sorry, I gotta clear something up for everybody because I keep seeing it all over Facebook, all over social media. Oh, we're entering into the Aquarian energy. It's time to blah, 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 blah. There was only one post that I saw that was super freaking accurate. And I had to laugh to myself because I was like, dude, that's super freaking accurate. Aquarius, yeah, okay, it's about harmony and understanding and sympathy and trust. And do you want to know why all those emotions are getting dredged up and involved in situations? Because situations are falling fucking through. They are falling apart. It's like everything is crumbling down around everybody, so nobody has any other choice but to work hand in hand and trust that the other person is going to do what the hell they have to do, and to be understanding, because guess what, this is what we have to work with. So we either work with it or we just continue to let it fall down the drain. You know, things are being dismantled, which is forcing us into this energy, which is forcing us to act this way. It all is a pattern. If you pay attention to the pattern, you'll understand. This is why you're going through what you're going through right now. You're being forced in a position that you're not comfortable with doing, but you have to do it because in order for something to be restarted, transformed, evolved, we have to dismantle what was already there. We can't build on something that was already existing. That doesn't make any sense. We don't go to a building and not demolish it and just build on top of that building. We have to demolish it first. So that energy is around you, and I think you're feeling that energy, and you know that energy is coming in towards you. And it's kind of like you're trying to hit like the pause button on it, like, no, oh my God, mayday, mayday, I need to get the hell out of here. Like, I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. The funniest part, though, Scorpio, is you guys are the only ones really that are adapted enough to be able to navigate this situation successfully, other than a Pisces. Like, honestly, you literally are death. You are the death card. You're all about transformation, all about shedding things we do not need, things that do not serve a purpose. You have not only did you get the Five of Wands, but now you have the Five of Swords. This is all about ego-based bullshit, you know, and it's residual energy, I feel, because it's spawning from that Capricorn energy. The Capricorn energy is all about that. It's all about having that competitive, you know, I want to be right, I want to be the victor, I want to win, I want to be the one that's right. You can't be the one that's right. But at the end of the day, this one's in reverse, so it's like, it's telling me that you don't want to be in this energy, and it's because you're coming from a place of pain. With the Ten of Swords, that's all about betrayal and hurt. Being stabbed in the back. And the Ace of Cups in reverse is right next to that. It's like, you know what? You didn't give me anything that I thought I was going to get out of this situation. And it's not as if you're saying that in a selfish way. It's more along the lines of you just stepping back and going, wow. And like really just taking full view of the situation itself. And like I said, you guys are non-confrontational. You guys do not enjoy having drama or conflict around you. You hate that. So when you're thrusted into situations that are like this, it really does put you on the fence. It puts you on the fence about things. You're like, God dang it. I have to do it anyways. I have no other choice. Whew, that's heavy. Well, something you gotta do. Congratulations. Scorpio. So, no. If you thought this was going to be cut and dry and Aquarius season was going to be, it's going to be great, honestly. It's going to be great. But at the same point in time, in order for it to be great, we got to shed the stuff we don't need anymore. The people we don't need anymore. It's time to evolve and change. You out of all signs understand that. There's no growth without change. They really wanted George just cut and dry, honestly. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense because you're already confused enough as it is. I'm not even 30 minutes into yours yet. They want yours to be real cut and dry. So, the Page of Sword is in reverse. Page of Sword is all about observing a situation, really watching a situation or a group of people or a certain person, and just really gathering almost information on that person. Understanding how that person moves and works. Understanding, you know, why that person reacts to certain things the way that they do. Or why they say things in a certain way that they say them. Here we go. Oh, well, there's a devil. See, it never freaking fails. It never freaking fails. The devil is going to be in almost every single one of people's readings because we were in Capricorn season. So here we go. We're going to talk about the toxicity. Lordy, lordy. It's on the bottom. Got Two of Cups in reverse on the bottom. There's a falling out between someone that you thought was going to be, you know, good for you. You guys saw eye to eye, you understood each other, but now all of a sudden the tables have turned and nothing makes any sense anymore. And now all of a sudden there's all these problems and conflicts and drama. All the things that Scorpios hate. Is another reason why you guys tend to stay by yourself. And it's funny as hell because you usually have quite a few friends. Close friends. So you guys have discernment is what I'm really trying to say. With the Page of Swords being in reverse here, though, it's like you're taking a course of action that doesn't have discernment attached to it. The Three of Cups is right next to that. That's about celebrating, but it could also be about overindulgence as well. As you end up in a situation that you're so happy in that you get caught up in overindulging in things that we shouldn't really be overindulging in. Overspending, maybe. As the Knight of Pentacles is here. He's in reverse, though. That's not hesitating and making cautious, thought out, logical, the way Scorpio usually moves. That's exact opposite energy of how Scorpio generally moves. It's about moving in a very chaotic, not planned out type of energy. Just moving as fast as we possibly can. Not really thinking about what we're heading into. Maybe that's what the toxicity is there. Is not paying attention to the finer, smaller details because we get so overwhelmed with so much happiness, so many good vibes, that we're not paying attention to the darkness laying underneath that. You know, that's the fine balance between everything. There has to be darkness to light. So the darkness is always there. Even though we turn our head, even though we pretend it's not happening, it's still there. It's just waiting for you to look at it. Quite frankly. Scorpio, you're just trying to turn your head and avoid it and not look at it. And again, I can't express to you enough how that's not going to work. It's not going to work. No matter how many times you turn your head and pretend it's not there, it's there. It's more detrimental to you to do that. I'm telling you right now, because the devil's upright. He's not in reverse. It's toxic. This is in your future energy. So you're continuously doing that. And the sad part is you are the high priestess. You are the intuitive one. You are the one that can see things from a mile away. Your intuition tells you, your gut tells you something's wrong and something is off, something's not right. So I think we need to really be mindful of that. Like, truly mindful of that. And maybe again, this is ancestral patterns that we're dealing with, is where we watched our family members, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers, grandpas, aunts, uncles, doesn't matter who they were, people we held respect for, do this same pattern where we just turn our head and pretend it's not happening. But that's not healthy. That's a really bad coping mechanism, actually. Very, very bad. Whew. So, mindful of that. I think you already are mindful of what you're doing. You're consciously doing it. It's not subconscious at all. Your conscience is telling you something's wrong, but you're consciously ignoring it. So the next one we have is the Hanged Man in reverse, or the Hanged One in this. So that's about looking at things from a different perspective, not really being stuck in a situation or feeling stuck in a situation anymore, but really looking at the situation for what it is, probably. Especially when because that's all about looking at a situation from a different perspective. So you're probably looking at the situation for what it is, and lo and behold, the Six of Pentacles. There's no equal give and take and no balance in this situation. You see that. So you're very mindful of this and know, oh, where'd it go? Got a hider in here. I just saw it flip. I'll find it. Hold on. Bear with me here. But you are in a situation when there's no, oh, and the Lovers. Okay. Oh boy. So you may be in a relationship with someone who is unable to equally reciprocate what you are giving to them, and or you are in a situation to where you feel like you cannot equally reciprocate what they are giving to you. Either way, it's not a good situation to be in for either party. Four of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse. You see this coming. You know this is coming. You knew it was coming. You knew. You just didn't want to believe that it was going to happen. But it was going to happen no matter what, because there's no balance within this. And the Four of Wands is in reverse. So whatever connection this was, it just was never going to be a balanced, stable connection. And it's because you guys are both on two different playing fields at this point. And it's really, there's no individualism in this either. You know, no one person can be themselves. So the other person is so codependent on you that they can't be themselves, and then you can't be yourself and speak your mind because that will hurt that other person's feelings. And you don't want to hurt that person because you care so much for that person. You see where I'm getting here, where the cycle is continuing on? We're too busy sacrificing ourselves for others who don't even realize the amount of sacrificing we're doing because they're not paying attention to that. And that's what codependency is. There's no emotional fulfillment for you. There's no balance here for you. Temperance is all about being in balance, being connected with ourselves, being in tune with our soul, you know, just being in tune with ourselves. And you're not being in tune with yourself if you can't even speak your mind. You have to constantly muffle yourself. How is that fair? There's literally, in the physical sense, with the Six of Pentacles being here, there's no equal give and take here. So not only are you not getting your emotional fulfillment, but you're not even getting stability from the situation. You're getting nothing from it. No. No, Scorpio, no. And that was what herein lies the injustice to it. Because Justice card is in reverse. It's injustice. That is where the injustice in lies. I really don't even have to pull cards on it because I know what it's about. We just saw what it's about. And both of you might have your own two different sets of vices. One person may not be able to bring stability to the situation, and another person may not be able to bring the emotional aspect to the situation. Either way, neither one of you are getting what you need. Period.com. No other way to put it. I ain't gonna lie to you. So with justice being in reverse, I already know what the hell it's about. You're both injusticing yourself. That's the sad part. You're both bringing injustice to yourselves by staying within the situation, but you both want to stay in the situation because now you're codependent on each other. Crappy situation to be in, been there, done that. So, oh, you're not going to give me any cards? What's this injustice about? I probably already spoke it. They're probably not going to give me any. Oh, 2. I fucking cannot even with them. Justice card in reverse with Justice card in reverse. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. So, yeah, I already spoke it. There's someone who's putting in a crap ton of effort into a situation, trying to make the best of the situation, and another person who just is not seeing the situation for what it is, and is not putting in the effort and trying to make it the best of what it is because they see that the situation is not going to work. You pick which side you're on, Scorpio. You already know what side you're on, but you pick what side you're on. I don't even have to pull any. Like I said, your rating is about to literally be cut and dry. That's how they wanted it to be. But you know what? That's reminiscent for a fucking Scorpio. Flat out. Excuse my language, but flat out. That is literally your energy. Yeah, it is your vibe. Cut and dry. This is what I have to say to you. If you don't like it, I'm really sorry about that. Get back to me when you process through it. Oh, honey. Okay, so the 9 of Swords in reverse. 6 of Pentacles upright. So now that we cycled through all this shit, you already know what you want. So the 9 of Swords is in reverse because you're done worrying about it. You see what the problem is. You're now viewing and facing the problem. You're looking at the problem. You're seeing the problem for what it is. 10 of Wands in reverse, releasing that burden. Now, whether that be speaking your truth on the situation or releasing that person, that's really up to you and your situation and what you want to do in the situation. But you are releasing something. I wouldn't be surprised if I have the Death card come out for you. Wouldn't be. If you get the Death card, that's just a definite yes that you're shedding something. The Wheel of Fortune upright. We're turning the wheel now. It's all about communication here, Scorpio. I really do think that's what it is. I think that's the key here. Because there's a Knight of Coin here who just refuses to really approach this situation and deal with it. So I think you're going to have to be the person that takes the ball in your court and do that. You need to do that. You need to be the person that says something and clearly communicate your feelings. Don't hold back. Don't go and rip into this person. That's unnecessary. But communicate like an adult, like a mature adult. Have that conversation. This is how I feel to avoid a toxic situation. Devil in reverse. That's what you need to do. Communication is key here. This 10 of Wands in reverse could be two things: releasing the situation in this person, shedding them, or communicating that, because that probably is the 10 of Wands for you, holding this in and not saying anything. Scorpios need to be able to express themselves. I'm so sorry, but you guys do. I don't care what anybody says. They can say you're oppressive fucks who lie and hide everything. I don't think that's what you are. I've met more than enough to know that's not what you are. You just are not. You don't over embellish. The Hermit in reverse. Isolation. But then again, the Hermit in reverse for you in this reading, for your spread, because that's how the type of reader that I am. I could take it for how it falls within the story. And really, at the end of the day, the ending of the story is I learned my lesson. The Sun card on the bottom. I've learned my lesson. And that maybe that is your lesson, is I need to speak up and stand up for myself. I can't continuously let people just use me as a doormat and pretend like it's fine when it's not. It's not okay. This is not okay behavior by anyone. I don't care who this is to you. This is not okay. And if you are if you're on the other side doing that behavior, that's not okay. And I'm here to tell you that. Eventually, someone's going to say something about the situation. Demand what you want from the situation. Because maybe this person just doesn't understand and see that. And see what they're doing to you. And the closed mouths don't get fed. You have to say something. And it doesn't have to be in a malicious way. You can just communicate with this person. This person needs to know what's going on. I think this person is just really honestly confused. Especially if you're dealing with an earth sign. I'm going to tell you something right now. When they deal with like super complex people who are... I'm not saying that earth signs are stupid at all. They are very, very intelligent beings. But they're very cut and dry kind of people. Where you're more cut and dry and cutthroat. They're just more like, you know, simplicity and this and this and this and nice couches and throw blankets and money and doing this and food. Whereas you're more of depth. You need emotion, you need emotional connection, you need emotional stimulation, you need stimulating conversations, you need, you know, let this person vocalize this. And because at the same point in time, this person doesn't realize what they're doing to you, then that makes them feel like a piece of crap when you walk away from the situation, because they don't know what they did wrong. And maybe they didn't do anything wrong. If you're not going to even be nice enough to let them know what you need, then they can say, well, I can't give that to you. But at least do it in a way so that you both can have closure and they can feel, you know, okay about the situation and know that they shouldn't feel like a piece of crap just because they just aren't what you need. And vice versa. You may be just the same, whereas you're too emotional and they can't handle that, where they just expect stability and all these things and you can't provide that. And that's okay. Sometimes we just need to go find our true pairs. And sometimes we just end up with people who teach us lessons of like financial stability and you teach them emotional stability, you know, and then you move on. That's just what it is. And I think you understand that, Scorpio, and that's why I enjoyed your reading. Jesus Christ, you were only 43 minutes long. It's cut and dry. You know what's up. You know the deal. The universe already knows you know the deal. That's exactly why they're not stepping in to do nothing, to wreck anything. You need to go ahead and do it yourself. I know it's going to suck. I know you don't want to do it, but you need to do it. At the end of the day, sometimes we just are tasked with things that grow and evolve us as people. So with that being said, I do wish you luck. I wish you good vibes on that, because that's going to be a little bit difficult, but I know you can do it, Scorpio. You are all about that. You're all about change and transformation. And I will see you in the next 2 weeks for your mid-January reading, and I wish you luck again. I can't wish you enough luck within this situation, because I completely understand how you feel. But at the end of the day, we got to do what I gotta do. Gotta do what we gotta do. Much love, Scorpio, and I'll see you in the next 2 weeks.